Good evening, everybody. That right there was last year's Cyser Bochet, which is a burnt honey apple cider mead. We won bronze medal at Valkyrie's Horn competition in Minnesota this year. First medal ever. It's exciting, but it's definitely something to build off of. So the goal this year is to get gold. Not silver, gold. So we're going to take what they gave us for feedback and possible ways to be able to improve it and just get better. Now, you remember me saying that when you make mead, you must drink mead. Well, that is the beverage tonight because we are making our 2020 Cyser Bochet. I make this every year. Okay, so I make it every year. And we've been making this. This will be the 5th year for this style that we've been making. So let's just go through what we have for equipment, okay? First things first, Cyser Bochet. A Cyser is a cider mead. So there we have 4 gallons of cider, fresh pressed. I believe it was last Saturday, okay? So it was only a few days old. It's delicious, crazy good, okay? Down here we have a little bit of the cider with our yeast just getting constituted and starting up. So it's a nice yeast starter. Clearly our beverage, we're going to enjoy that shortly. This is the part of the Bochet. Bochet means burnt honey. It's a burnt honey mead. So this, look how amazing that looks. Okay. Nice and thick. We're bringing it up to temp just so that way it pours a little easier. But wow, look at that. Look at that color. It's literally right on the edge of tasting like caramel and tasting like it's burnt. This would be amazing in a creme brulee. The old way that we used to do it, not this throw the sugar on the top and melt it on top and crack. Oh, look, it's creme brulee. That's vanilla pudding, folks, okay? I don't believe that that's creme brulee at all. The creme brulee we grew up with was a vanilla flan with burnt sugar at the bottom, and you cooked it in a water bath. Then once it cooled, you went around the rim with a knife, popped it out, a little whipped cream, maybe a little mint for garnish, little nutmeg or cocoa or whatever you wanted to garnish. But that was it, okay? That was a creme brulee. So anyways, this would make an amazing creme brulee. And then here we have our honey. Look how dark that is. Okay, look at that. It's almost as dark as what's in the pot. Now you see it says Melter 2020. Now because I have my own beehives, I have access to what's known as melter honey. So if we have melter honey, what that means is we are able to melt on the caps off the frames of the bees after we harvest. That's part of harvesting the honey. So we melt on the wax. We take that away, separate it out, and the honey that's in those cappings gets heated and cooked through. Well, that's called melter honey. And people, you know, from what I'm seeing, people are really just kind of starting to think about melter honey as a more of a viable product. A lot of people just feed it back to the bees, which is just it works, but it's kind of a waste if you want to, utilize in everything that you make. So anyways, in addition to that, we have our carboy. Okay. We've got a funnel. We've got our trusty hydrometer and the tube that goes with it. And then we're also going to be siphoning the cider right into the bucket. Okay. So we're going to take our siphon that right in here. It's going to be a lot easier to put in. Once that's in there, then we'll add our honey, and our yeast goes in last. We'll give it a nice vigorous shake. We'll take our hydrometer reading, and that should tell us where we're going to start. Okay? So anyways, let's start this off right. Cheers, folks. Let's play. Wow. That's nice. You see me kind of pressing against my tongue against the roof of my mouth. Mead's a little thick, or thicker than your average wine. So the honey creates this just coating on your tongue and in your throat. I'm trying to get it through so that way I can taste all those flavors. I'm getting a great flavor of apple. Nice caramelized honey. This is crazy good. Now, I know way back when I first started doing this, I was so proud of the first one I ever made. You know, I was just so proud. And showing it off to people and saying, this is amazing, blah, 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 you got to try this. But I got to tell you, it doesn't even come close to what this is. Okay? Learn your lessons, get better, and eventually you get something that is just, it's outstanding. I enjoy it quite a bit. So anyways, we're going to do this. I'm going to grab my, my siphon, and let's do this. And get the siphon set up, and we'll be ready to go. So siphoning the cider. I got to tell you, sure beats the days when I had to do it by hand. I used to have to take literally one measuring cup at a time down a funnel and just put it in. Now all that's going in here is just apple cider. Okay. So we got, here we go. Down to 2 gallons. So it's half in already. That's not bad. Those numbers are quarts, as you can see. Having a graduated pot like this really helps. It allows you, as long as it's an accurate measure, and whenever you get a graduated pot like this, you should always check your measure. Okay? Make sure that it's exactly how it says it's supposed to be. You know, because you don't want to measure with that and have it be totally inaccurate. Okay? So, once this really starts finishing up in the pot, we're going to take the rest, pour it down the funnel. And then we're going to start pouring in the honey. We'll swirl that in, get that as mixed up as we possibly can. Okay. We're going to start off with the warm honey first, because you know we've got this just a little bit warmed up. It should mix better. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Do you want a sip, guys? Here you go. Oh, yeah. Hot damn, Beatrice. So here we have, you can see the yeast is really starting to come up. Now this is the same mead yeast we've used in the past, the Mangrove Jacks. And it does say to just kind of sprinkle it in. But, you know, it just, with that size hole, it's tough to sprinkle it in. And here we have, looks like, yeah, we're all done pouring. Or siphoning. Yeah, there we go. So that's 4 gallons right there. So this is a 6.5 gallon carboy. All right, so now we're gonna pull out the siphon. We'll pour in the rest of the cider, and we'll get the honey in. Okay, talk to you in a second. Hey guys, and we're back. So everything's added. That is our starting gravity. Okay, so it's 1.136. Not bad. Looking back at prior years, I just want to see, here we go, last year's starting gravity was a 1.150. So it's going to have a little bit less. It's not going to be quite as alcoholic on this one. And I'm okay with that. Okay? I'm fine with that. doesn't need to be highly alcoholic to get you what you need. Okay, so it's 1.136. So that'll be nice. So anyways, that's as dark as everything looks. Look at that. Nice mix of honey and cider. I don't see any real separation. I got good space for our yeast activity. Now we're going to put what's known as a blow-off tube on this one. So we'll put the cork in. Okay. There we go. We'll put the cork in. We'll go over here to where I have stuff washed. This here. So this will go right in here, right in the hole. Okay. Now the reason why we do this, and we're going to tape around that hole to make sure nothing escapes through there and no fruit flies can get in or what have you. The reason why is last year when I made this, I was on a trip for work out to Ohio, and I got a call or text from my wife saying, your meat has exploded. And literally let's see, here we go. If you look at that cap, okay, that cap, well, this whole release valve, if you would, was on the top of this. And the cap was gone, the middle piece was gone, and the thing was filled with foam and whatever, and it was a mess. And so that way neither of us have to clean this up, because clearly I'm home in the midst of our COVID struggles. So we're going to throw a blow-off tube on this. And the end of that's going to sit in a bottle of bleach water. You can use Star San and water or whatever. The goal is to make sure that there's no infection that can get in through that tube. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it over near the refrigerator where there's a little warmth. Wrap it with that towel. And away we go. That, folks, is our 2020 Cyser Bochet. Okay? For point of reference, before I close entirely, just like all our other meads, we're going to ladder in nutrient after about 2 weeks. The difference with this is after 2 weeks and we ladder in the nutrients, and then we wait probably another week to 2 weeks for the fermentation to go down. Then we're going to literally hang via butcher's twine in there, 3 split vanilla beans. Okay, don't need a lot, just enough to help kind of temper the edges of the cider and meld it into the honey. So we're going to do that. And then after that, we're going to rack it off again after 2 weeks of vanilla beans. And we're going to hang tart dried cherries in it. Okay? To help make it a little bit more balanced between the tart and the sweet. That was something that we got some great feedback on. And I got to tell you, looking forward to taking it all to heart and making a better mead. And working on that gold. All right? You guys take care. It is now 1:20. So this took, I don't know, total 20 minutes. Once you get your prep done, it's just a matter of putting it all together. Okay, so it doesn't take a lot of time. Mead's easier than doing beer because it doesn't take half your day. And also, once it gets brewing and fermenting, unless you got to rack something off, you can actually forget about it for a month at a time and get to it when you get to it. Aging never hurts a mead. Okay, so anyhow, this is live from Thistlehawk Homestead Kitchens, and yeah, our trademark on that is just about finished. So Thistlehawk Homestead is our trademark, and this is our kitchen. Enjoy your night, folks. Be safe, be well, and we'll talk to you next time. Okay? Bye now.